Nope, you're out of luck, Uncle.
I mean, everybody has a mom.
What happened to that? What happened to that Johnson? I thought you were getting along well with her.
Oh, okay, here's something you gotta learn, kid. Sometimes, you could take some shortcuts, but sometimes you gotta take the long, scenic route, if you catch my drift. So, this one's gonna be a lot of driving before we can, you know, put it in gear. I'm not very good with metaphors, but you know what I'm trying to say.
It also doesn't hurt to know your Whoozy from your Whatsit and your Gizmo from your Gadget when you're trying to hit on an obvious techno file like the Quantum Princess.
All right, Wrench Monkey, I've heard enough from the peanut gallery, all right? We all know that I'm going to seal the deal. I mean, we all know my track record with these kinds of things. So just, sit back and watch the magic happen. It's going to take some time, but, all things worth doing, you do it.
I've seen more magic from your nephew in this case. Pun.
Haunted house. I'm wondering what happened to the loyalty. I thought we had something going on here. I thought we were kind of forming a rapport.
Anarchy, my friend. Anarchy.
Ah, you Germans with your lovable anarchy.
All right, so you guys are headed to the airport?
Yep. I make sure I get my passport and I go.
So this is why they call Chicago the Windy City. The wind blasts your vehicle every minute or so, and even when it's not gusting, you can still feel the constant movement of air. The rain is still falling and going sideways and being blown around all over the place. The ground is filled with pockmarks and potholes as you enter into the CZ, and you have the wall set up, and you manage to get through in a part of the wall that has guard towers up, but they're not manned by any Lone Star checkpoints or anything, with the knowledge that Haunted House and Malibu were able to provide to you. You guys get in with no problem too much. From blocks away, you do see like I said, the CZ wall. It's a 2-story barricade of rubble topped with razor wire. It's not so much a wall as I've described the ruins of an entire city block that were leveled to provide building materials. Those guard towers stick out of the wall every 100 meters or so, watching into the CZ. The gates hang partway open and the guard towers are dark, a sign of the reopening of the zone, and they're not manned. If you thought the civilized parts of Chicago were run down, well, inside the wall gives a bad name to war zones. Occasionally what passes for a road ends in an overturned skyscraper, a testament to the lack of maintenance and the wholesale destruction that seem commonplace inside the zone. Now officially, Midway Airport has been shut down for years because it fell inside the containment zone. These days, its pockmarked runways still prevent any air travel other than VTOL flights, and mostly it's business of the illegitimate kind that runs through Midway. The rain falling pretty darn hard seems to have shut down the airport. A few building lights are on, but aside from the wind, there's an eerie silence that tells you that there are no flights out today. Your destination, the control tower, is dark right now. However, as you get closer, you can make out 2 humanoid-sized silhouettes flanking the door holding assault rifles. So, what do you do?
I think it goes without saying that we would have approached very cautiously and stealthily.
Yeah. They start shooting you!
I'm, sorry, on the drive over, I'm dropped down into AR. So obviously I'm doing basically Matrix Overwatch, looking at icons, seeing what I see. Specifically, he takes a look at the 2 figures at the door and looks for any obvious icons and tries to find any sign of maybe anything that's been hidden from
Sure
AR.
thing. Now, just so you know, while you're in this area, there is a rating 3 static zone for noise due to the crumbling infrastructure and the heavy rain. Part of that is a testament to the fact that you guys are there to help re-establish Matrix contact out there. It's pretty weak.
Is there any decently tall things or run-down towers on the periphery that we could get access to?
Here's what the area looks like. It'd probably be difficult for you to get access to something if you can make it to on top of the airport proper. You might be able to get a little bit of height on the guards, but it's not going to get you anywhere near the height of the tower. The tower in that bottom picture there is what you need to get up to.
All right. On one of the, as we get close, Yonkers is going to excuse himself and do a walk around the fence on the periphery and find one of the corner posts that tend to be pretty big, and is going to try and blanket out of the back of House's car, scale up and set himself up on something that would be an uncomfortable but manageable perch.
Give me a gymnastics test.
I'm going to edge that roll to re-roll it. Apparently, fate has dictated that I am not allowed to have nice things.
Yeah, you seem to be really struggling, and you can't manage to find a comfortable footing, and you're not falling off of it exactly, but you can't seem to get it right.
Can't get a leg up.
But
I'm trying to figure out if we can, sneak anywhere without having to mess with these two machine gun guys.
I thought it was rude when Aaron talked over me, and then I realized I was on mute. I was saying I just want to just look astrally at the two guys and they're just around to see if I see anything, see if they're magically active, or see if I see anything else interesting.
All right, hold off on that in a second. Give me a perception. From Malibu a perception test.
I got 3 successes.
Yes.
TV land.
Yeah. So the guards set up outside the door. They're set up in such a way where they have a pretty wide view of the open area in front of it, where a lot of the runways and landing areas are. However, there's an approach. If you can manage to stealth quietly enough along the building that runs behind the tower, you could potentially along there. There's maybe some obstructive kind of objects here and there, but that probably is your best bet to get behind the tower if you want. And it doesn't look like there's anybody immediately standing behind the tower. However, give me a perception test from the astral, Davros.
3 successes.
All right, yeah, you can see that there is a spirit that is patrolling around the tower as well. I'll tell you that because that may influence how close you want to get to the tower, obviously. So from here, you can tell that there's a spirit that's patrolling around the tower.
Right. Okay. So I'm trying to remember. I know we talked about this. So if I try to sense, I can do that from far away, correct?
Yes, you can. So as long as you can see the spirit, you can sense it. Now, keep in mind, the spirit can see you if you can see it. It just is
right.
All a matter of, are you doing anything that it cares about?
All right. Well, then I'm going to sense the spirit. 5 successes.
Holy bejesus! So let's see. Well, you can pretty much know anything you want to know. 5 is like the sensing table hits 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 plus.
Nice.
So you can tell. Let's see about spirits. It's a spirit of man. It's force 3. That seems to be. I mean, because it's a spirit, there's not a lot of other stuff to know about it.
Are the assault rifle guys wearing uniforms or have any kind of designation?
Do you have any vision augmentation, magnification, or anything?
Hold on, I've got cyber eyes. Let me check.
While you're checking that, is Davros doing anything else in the astral?
Can I go ahead and sense the 2 guards?
Yeah, go for it.
1 success.
Can
and I glitched.
So you're able to see what you got. 1 hit, right? I know you got a glitch. We'll get to that.
Yeah, I glitched. Okay.
If you when you glitch with hits, you still get the hits. It's just you also glitch. They're healthy. They seem generally healthy. They're not particularly emotional. They're just sitting there, and the 2 guards that are standing outside the door seem to be mundane. They're not awakened.
Okay.
But as you get that information, the spirit suddenly seems to have noticed you and is suspicious. Before you got out of the astral, it basically appeared in front of you and asks you, Excuse me. What is it that you're doing here?
Nothing. Just kind of exploring.
Well,
Nothing. Not doing anything.
do you need to be exploring here?
I don't know. It's kind of an interesting place.
I would ask that you find it a little bit less interesting.
All right, if you say so. I think there's some cool places on the other side of town.
Find your way that way, please.
Alrighty, you got it.
And it stays there, waiting, looking at you.
All right, I'm going to leave Astral and start backing away and just kind of like whisper, talk to everybody, and says, "Come on, guys, walk with me," and just kind of walk away until I'm out of sight of the spirit.
Did we get the report on what the guys are wearing or their uniforms or anything yet?
So, what did you say your cyber eyes had?
Just low light and flare comp, but I would ask anybody else that has any kind of magnification if they can get a better look.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I mean, did I see any icons? You want me to roll perception?
Yes, please, and make sure you do the -3 for noise. So, give yourself a -4. Yeah, -3 for noise and -1 for being over 100 meters away.
Unless you got that there image mag.
Well, scopes automatically have that.
This is for the matrix perception.
Ah, roger.
Yeah, I got 3 successes.
All right, you can see that they've got the weapons that they're holding. And then you don't see weapons icons.
If they're hidden, then I might be able to see that there's a hidden icon and then have to do another check to see if I could basically assess what that icon is.
Right. So they're not hidden, and you're reasonably sure that they're not hidden because you can see their pan. Like you can detect their comlink, but it doesn't look like they have any weapons. The weapons that they're carrying are not. They don't have any. Their weapons don't have any icons on the matrix. It doesn't look like they're running wireless.
I would like to try to get some marks on one of their comm links.
All right, go ahead and do me a favor
So
and just roll that for me while I handle the visual perception that Yonkers is doing.
What's my? I believe I can negate most of the range stuff with the image mag.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Your range it shouldn't be too much of a problem, but there is moderate rain. That would give you a -3. Now, if you have some thermographic, that will help with that. If you have like ultrasound, that would help with that. It's dark also because you guys went at night. So if you have you have natural low light, so that shouldn't be a problem.
3 successes. I'm awesome.
All right, 3 hits. Yeah, you can see that they're wearing It doesn't look like they're human guards that are at the bottom of outside the door. They're wearing the same kind of armor, but it's not marked with anything in particular, like logos or anything like that.
What sort of weapons are they sporting?
They're both holding assault rifles.
AK-97 or something.
Yeah, they're both holding assault rifles. If you have a weapons like a firearms knowledge skill or something like that, you can roll it if you'd like to. If you are interested in identifying the weapon.
I would also like if he can assess how professional their demeanor is and if they look like they know what they're doing.
2 successes on firearm design.
Yeah, they're AK-97s that they're holding. From where you're standing and what you can see, they're holding themselves professionally. You know, they don't look like they're just thugs. If that answers your question.
Okay. Okay. So, all right, guys. It looks like if we could take care of the spirit, I'd feel a lot better about this whole endeavor. So, magical nephew, you got any insight on what we can do about that entity?
Yeah, I've had quite a time dealing with spirits in your absence, Uncle. So I think I can do something to it. But
can you do it quietly? Is the real question.
I mean, if I can either fight it in astral combat, which will probably not be quiet, or I can try and banish it. If I banish it, the magician will know as soon as it's gone. If I succeed. So I mean, I
Could
don't know
you
if there's a way to do
distract it, or is there any other like alternative or some way to just make it look the other way?
I could, if he can make it manifest, I can make it disappear.
without drawing attention to yourself.
It won't draw attention to us too much.
You want to fill us in on what the hell you're talking about there, Yonkers?
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I just blow its freaking head off.
Well, right, but that would attract. I mean, the mage would know as soon as it was dead.
Yeah, well, that doesn't mean that you guys can't be a little bit closer when that happens.
Right, if we're gonna do that, might as well just me try and bandage it. That way, you don't waste your bullets, and you can go after the two gentlemen over there.
Yeah, well, I'm not totally sure how we should be approached.
Well, give me a second. I've gotten into one of those comm links. Let me listen into what's going on with them while you guys approach. Make sure nobody's found out.
I'd love to know who these guys are. If we could find out who they are, then we can probably talk our way in and then, improvise from there.
Okay, well, let me see if I can find that out.
Hey,
It's on Snoop. I'm looking for any identification on the comm links.
By the way, I didn't mention this before, and this would probably affect the preceding tactics you guys take. There is a third guard in the top of the tower.
Well, we also weren't paid for wet work, so maybe we should see if they're expecting us or if who's running this joint.
You got 2 net hits on the Snoop. So, yeah, you can. This is one of the guards that's on the ground. You're able to get into his information and find his name is Alvin Banis.
Alvin!
I'm going to put a arrow on top of him with his name and then turn around and explain to Malibu what an arrow is.
I'm still not going to understand even though you explain it to me, and I'm going to say, so do you know who these guys work for? Or you have anything we could use to, try to sweet talk our way in?
Well, that guard there, his name is Alvin. Do you have any AR gear at all, or do I need to pull out some paper or a piece of chalk and draw you on the ground here?
I do have a shitty comm link, and I also have image link, so I should have AR, I believe.
Yeah, you can see anything in AR with the image link in your comm link.
I got a name off of one of the comm links. I am also, if you want to, I can attempt to listen in on any communications. I think I've got enough control over it now where I could actually even give him false communications, however you want to play it.
Yeah, why don't you listen into their chatter and see if they give you any kind of clues, and if they don't, we'll start stimulating discussion, if that makes sense.
I got hey, Case, how good is your B estimate?
I'm sorry?
How good do you feel feeding these guys down here a line that maybe we're from the Star, reporting in for a, I don't know, we're undercover or something.
Well, we don't know who they are yet. If they find out we're Lone Star, they might start shooting or something.
Yeah, well, I shoot back and I shoot better.
Okay. Well, if they're part of some corp, then they probably have, number one, better comm links. Number two, those comm links would probably be registered to the corp. So I don't know that they're going to be necessarily corp. I am able to listen in onto that one comm link now for any chatter. So let me know what you want.
Well, no corp's going to be equipping its folks with AK-97s. I think we're safe there.
What time is it in game, Bobby?
It's probably about 9 o'clock, 9 p.m.
Okay, let's give it an hour or so and see if they'd say anything that would be useful. I mean, we got all night, literally.
That last snoop, what was it for?
That was to listen.
Okay,
to listen to any his communications.
You failed on that one.
Bobby, just to let you know, I'm going to use my initiate power to make myself look mundane.
Wait, you can make yourself mundane now? You've been a busy little rascal, haven't you, kid?
Okay, you suddenly, as Case is trying to listen into the information, you hear him let out a long string of cuss words. He drops out of AR and reboots his device to get rid of the mark he just got.
Potty mouth. Oy. Anyway, so nephew, if you can make yourself look mundane, I have an idea. Why don't you banish the spirit and then make yourself look mundane? We'll just drive around the block a few times, and then hopefully they'll lose track of us. Then we can start moving in and working on the physical security.
Well, they would probably be on much higher alert, but I mean, we could do that.
Well, it looks like a computer nerd over there is having some trouble with listening in, so I'm open to suggestions.
If that's what the team decides, that is okay with me.
Yonkers, I guess you'd be tactical. What do you think?
I mean, if we're going to go, we might as go now. Running around and playing games ain't going to help us much, in my opinion.
All right, give me one chance to try to sweet talk him. Let me just see if I can get anything accomplished that way, and if I can't, then I'll tell you what. Nephew, your cue to banish the spirit is going to be me raising my right arm in the air, okay?
You got it.
It may be followed very quickly by his left hand, as a heads up.
And Yonkers, just keep that rifle, aimed at the people that you're going to need to shoot if things go south.
You want me to go low or high first?
Headshot, baby!
No, I mean, you want me to get the guy up in the tower or the two in front of you?
Oh, you can't get all three in, like, one go? Okay, then the tower, I'll be face-to-face with the guys on the ground.
Roger.
Okay, so I'm just gonna get on my motorcycle and like start riding up towards those guards in the control tower and see if they come out to stop me.
As you approach on your motorcycle, they definitely see you coming, and they look at you, and as you get closer and closer, they definitely raise their rifles and level them at you, but they you hear them, through the rain, you hear them yell, "Halt! Stop there! What's going on?"
Banis! I'm looking for Alvin Banis!
They kind of look at each other, and they look back at you and say, "Who are you? You need to get off the bike right now."
Okay, I stop the motorcycle and I start walking towards them silently with my hands up if they still have their guns pointed at me.
Yeah, they do. And they say, "Just stop right there. That's close enough."
All right. Listen, I really need to talk to Alvin Banis.
Give me a con roll.
He raised both his hands. There's
No, I didn't raise them. I just put them up. I didn't raise them. I just put them up, like,
Hey,
in front of me.
That's for Davros to interpret.
Don't fuck this up, kid.
I'm gonna look at Yonkers and be like,
hands up.
"What? Is that it? Is that it?"
As he's approaching, I'm going to try to get another mark on that guy's comm after I...
5 successes on my con roll.
Nice.
What
You're
would
gonna
the
get one
threshold be?
big wet willy from your uncle if you start shooting.
Alright, so yeah, the hack on the fly failed. You now have you have a mark again.
Can I get a mark on his comm link by throwing my deck at it?
Maybe not a mark, but you might be able to dent his comm link with your cyber deck.
That'll leave a mark.
Case reboots again, and I'm not going to try again.
Okay. That was a really good con roll. So Alvin kind of steps forward and he says, he doesn't completely lower his gun, but he drops it down, aiming more towards the ground now, and he says, "Yeah, my name's Alvin. Is everything okay? What's wrong?"
All right, I want to look over his armor and stuff and see. I mean, is there anything that I would detect as like messy or like not unkempt or anything?
Nah, it doesn't. Yeah, he looks pretty kempt. He's pretty well put together.
All right, then I want to go the other direction. I want to put a big smile up and say, "Damn, they told me the new guys they were bringing out here were gonna be, pieces of shit, but you guys look like you have your act together. You even got the guy up in the tower, right?"
Yeah, I mean, I guess we are kind of put together. We're not new around here, but yeah. Who sent you? Who are you?
Oh, they just sent me down from headquarters. They just wanted me to look around, make sure everything's up to snuff. And I mean, things looking pretty good. You're the CO, right?
Well, no. He's not out here right now. We're just guarding the tower here. Headquarters? You mean just inside the airport here?
No. I'm from. They sent me in from out of town.
He looks a little confused, and he's saying, well, I don't know who would have sent you from out of town. I mean, we're kind of a... I mean, you would know this. We're kind of a local operation here, but...
Yeah, you are Banis, right? Alvin Banis?
Yeah, I mean, that's me.
Yeah. They just told me to talk to you, have you show me around, and make sure everything looks okay.
Okay, sure. What would you like to see?
Just the perimeter, just the security you got, the postings you've got set up. I want to make sure everybody, knows this stuff, what they're supposed to be responsible for.
Well, sure. I mean, we've got the tower here. This is the main focus of security. We've got light security inside the building. But our main focus of security here is in the control tower. As you probably know, there's a lot of important equipment here that helps us with some of the landings that come in here. The runways aren't exactly easy to land on. We got eyes up there and some cameras and scanning equipment. He just goes into a lot of detail about what he knows is going on there, and then he eventually asks you, do you want to see up in the tower? We got
absolutely.
a mage up there who handles our kind of magical wizardry.
Yeah, do you guys still have the spirit patrolling the grounds, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, all times.
All right, yeah. Let me go up and talk to those guys up there, and I'll just make sure everything's up to snuff. I won't want to stay in your hair for too long.
Yeah, sure. I'll walk you up there. He says, "Hey, Tim, you stay down here. We need to make sure we got the coverage down here, of course. But I'm gonna walk this guy up there real fast, okay?" And Tim's like, "Yeah, no problem."
God damn. Okay. All right, I'm gonna play it really cool and just not talk too much while we go up to the tower.
Case is going to send Malibu a text. You might want to tell him that your team needs to come up and inspect the equipment so we can get up there, maybe.
So he takes you up. It's several flights of stairs that go back and forth. It's nothing eventful. There's not any stops along the way. It goes all the way up to the tower, and you get up there. And when you walk in, the mage looks, or what you've been told is a mage, anyway, looks and says, "Hey, Alvin." He looks a little confused, and he points to Malibu and says, "What's this guy doing here?"
Bobby, wait, while we're moving up and everything, I want to look everywhere for any kind of indication of who these people are.
Give me a perception test.
Okay, I have a shadow community roll, and I know you probably don't want to tell me, I know you don't want to give me any extra info, so I'm going to roll a perception, but then I'm also going to roll a shadow community. So then if they are a shadow community people, then you can tell me, and if they're not, you can just say, I don't know.
That, yeah.
Hey, former GM to current GM, okay?
Thanks.
I'm also going to roll a Chicago area knowledge roll, okay? So
why don't you just roll all your skills, Just I'll tell you if...
I'm trying to help you preserve secrecy as necessary.
I'm just messing. It looks like... It's difficult to tell who these guys might be specifically. There's not markings on their uniforms or anything. What you do know about this airport indicates that these could just be, trained guards that have been hired by the airport. There's a lot of illegitimate smuggling that goes in and out of this airport, and that's primarily what the business is, and that's how they make their business. It's not much of a public airport, so, but
is it like organized crime, or is it the city government that's just corrupt, or what?
That you don't know exactly.
Hey, listen, guys, I just got a phone call. Can I take it real quick?
Oh yeah, sure. And then the guy leaves you a second and goes and starts arguing with the mage.
Okay, I'm gonna call Case, and when he picks up the phone, I'm gonna say, "Hello."
Hey, I saw you go in. What's the situation?
Oh, yeah, I'm just doing the inspection like you guys wanted me to do. Everything's looking really good here. It looks like they got everything tight as a drum. This guy, Alvin Banis, I want to put his name in the hat. I think this stuff we have coming down the pipeline, he'd be perfect for it. I mean, he's a real smart kid, real sharp. He's squared away. Oh, yeah. I'm up in the control tower now. What was it that you wanted?
See if you can find out where that relay is, and then have them tell them that you've got a crew to come up and inspect the equipment.
Oh, a relay mon? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know the techie stuff. I'm more the security into things. I don't know if they gave you my bio. But yeah, sure. Yes. I'll talk to these guys. It shouldn't be a problem. I'll take care of that. No problem.
Okay. Do you need me to feed you the techie information.
Yeah, any information you have would be great.
Send him make sure he has a picture of. You have the picture of the relay that she gave us, right? You know what it looks like.
Yes, sir. I am familiar with that.
All right, just let us know when you're ready for us to come up.
Roger that. I'll get right on that.